all yours. And I will cold call, having been at the head of the classroom before, if I have to, but I know I won't have to. Who's got a question? Yes.
I'll raise a question. There are many issues that terrify a lot of people with our education system. One of the things, I have a daughter. I'm not personally in education today, although in my past I have been. I have a daughter who is an occupational therapist for the school system. And I know there's a lot of discussion within her school system about employees carrying guns. And my daughter said, I'll have to quit my job because I'm not carrying a gun. And she was in the military for a number of years. And I'm sure she knows how to use a gun, but she doesn't believe in it. And I think that's terrifying. And this may just be my imagination, but I'm concerned about all the shootings and all the slaughters that have gone on in the schools, that people are going to really, I think more individuals will start to do homeschooling. And I know my niece in Dayton, Ohio, when Columbine happened, she and her husband made the decision not to homeschool their children, and they're in college today. But I don't know, I'd like to hear the opinion of others who are in the school system today.
I think we're beginning to see some of that already. One of the most heartbreaking conversations I've had on the campaign trail was with a gentleman who came up to me after a town hall and said, my 10-year-old daughter, this was a couple of weeks before school ended, he said, my daughter came up to me and said she's so excited for summer to start, and he answered, great, what are you looking forward to? And she said, no, I'm just glad that I won't have to worry about getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think about a conversation I had with Katie, my 13-year-old. I've got Katie, who's 13, Lizzie, who's 8, and Henry, who's 6, and we were coming back from school, and she was telling me about their latest active shooter drill. And it wasn't so much that they had an active shooter drill, it was how she was talking about it. Like it was just a regular part of the school day, like lining up for lunch or a fire drill, and it occurred to me in that moment that my first active shooter drill was in Kabul, Afghanistan, in the middle of a war zone. And we're treating my 13-year-old 7th grade classroom like a war zone. Yeah.
Well, my great-grandson, who is now 5, was in pre-kindergarten at River Tree, which is a program that many of you will recommend. They have those exercises. He's 5.
Yeah. Yeah. What are folks around the table seeing and experiencing on this? I'm sure it's just a fact of life these days.
I work in a high school. I've been there 26 years. And I sit at the top of the steps every day and watch the kids come in. I don't know if you remember, I sit in my bench and watch. I'm a counselor in the building. So, I watch for abnormalities, just unusual behaviors. I'm a pretty decently trained counselor. I have martial arts skills. I also have pretty solid with a 9mm. That probably terrifies some of you. But if I ever have to look down the business end of an AR-15, which happens, I hope it doesn't happen, but I want to have more of an opportunity to defend myself and the kids than throwing a textbook at that AR-15. I'm trained for that. I can dial in and get a pretty good focus. So your daughter should not have a weapon. That's not her, that's not her wheelhouse. We have a mental health crisis in America. We have students that are more anxious today than in any time in history. And we have eliminated counselors across this district for sure. Where I work, we've eliminated our counseling staff. So a lot of our teachers have to be counselors as well. Our secretaries have to be counselors. But until we can get a handle on the mental health issue that's out there, We do have to be able to handle a situation if it may arise. And, you have to have a contingency plan. By the time the snipers get there, it's over 2 or 3 times. By the time law enforcement arrives, it's done. It's over. So as a public school employee, I would be willing to defend myself, the kids, other staff.